And good evening. We're learning more about the investigation into a Dallas priest accused of sex abuse.
The church kept the allegations quiet for 6 months. They tell us they informed Dallas police, but there was never a police investigation.
News 8's Rebecca Lopez is in our Dallas newsroom. Rebecca, why didn't detectives pursue a case 6 months ago?
The Dallas Police Department did not investigate the sex abuse allegations by the Catholic priest because the victims did not want to talk to police. The department asked the diocese to have the victims come forward, but the victims won't cooperate, and they've settled for money from the diocese.
Coming close to the church.
In February, the Catholic diocese says 3 men came forward and accused the Reverend Edmundo Paredes of molesting them when they were teens.
The alleged criminal offenses reportedly occurred more than a decade ago.
The diocese says they went to the Dallas Police Department and gave them the names of the victims and the priest. They asked DPD to investigate. DPD sources say a detective talked to the diocese lawyer and asked for the victims to come forward, but they never did.
In these cases, really the only evidence you'll have is the witness statements themselves. So if the victims are not willing to testify about what happened, then the police, their hands are tied. There's nothing they can do.
The diocese issued a statement saying investigations take time and the diocese did not want to hinder the investigation by law enforcement. Some have questioned why DPD did not pursue charges. They told the diocese they could not investigate unless they had a victim. Shortly after that, the diocese monetarily settled with the victims.
Everything kind of depends on how much information the victims are willing to share and how much they're willing to cooperate in investigation. And in this particular case, they're not willing to cooperate.
The diocese says they did not make all this information public immediately because there was concern for the victims, who asked that it not be made public out of great fear that it would compromise their anonymity in the community. There are rape shield laws, though, that prohibit the release of rape victims' names, and the department says it would have investigated had the victims come forward. And the Dallas Police Department has a lot of cases where victims do want to cooperate, so unless victims come forward, they do not go tracking them down. The diocese says it encourages victims of abuse to contact authorities. Reporting live in the newsroom, Rebecca Lopez, Channel 8 News.
Other news